I've had these double wall stainless steel cups for a while, and you know what? I'm gonna see what I can do with them. They're not that big, but I think a good mixed drink might work. I don't know. Let's see what I can do with this. All right, so I think the first thing I want to do is tape them off. I'm going to go probably halfway to this ridge here and then a little bit at the top. I'm going to tape them off because I don't want it all to be painted. So I decided after taping this one, I was just going to move the tape down and just do the bottom. I decided I think I am going to take this whole little bottom section that has this ridge and I'm going to tape that off, and then I'm going to spray paint the top. So we'll see. All right, I'm on the second one. Just want to make sure that I get it right on this line, not above, but right there on that line. So I have to get in here pretty close to try to see. Go around. Let's see a piece of glitter there. That's just great. I'm trying to make this as clean as I can, because I think these are going to be good, like whiskey cups, or some sipping something. And just for the record, I don't drink. It doesn't go well with my diabetes, so I don't do it. But I just thought about it, and I thought, hey, they would be cool. I think I have an idea of what I want to do with them, so I'm hoping it's going to work out right. All right, let me cut that off. I might have to readjust a couple of sections. Just make sure. Go to the top, or the bottom, sorry. I need to purchase one of those little blades. They're like in a corner, like a little corner rounder type of looking thing. And then you cut from the bottom, you cut how much you want off of there. And then I like my yellow tape. So I'll take my yellow tape. To make sure no paint gets on here. Thought about the top, but I'm not sure I can make a straight line on that tape. So I'm gonna go do some spray painting and I'll be back. I want a good coverage of the white, but I don't want drips. And then I'm going to come over it with some yellow and possibly some lime green. Let me go get the other one. Okay, so I'm doing like an ombre between the yellow and the white. So I don't want heavy white at the bottom. I just want yellow at the bottom. I just want the white. Let me get rid of this handle. It's bothering me. Can't twist my cup right. wind seems to have changed directions. Okay. He's switching out a little bit of yellow here. I'm gonna need a little white. I've got too much yellow on one side. So, I don't know if you can see that, but I just want yellow at the top, pretty dark, and then the white. Not bad. That's kind of what I want. Messed up for a second, but fixed it. Okay, so I am going to be doing epoxy method. I'm going to be using this flat white glitter that I love, and I can't remember. I think I got it at Lily and Rose, and I'm going to use this yellow from the Glitter Chip Taxi. So first thing I'm going to be doing is I took off one of them already. Take off this and let them dry. Then I'll reapply the tape, and then do a thin layer, very thin layer, a little bit of the epoxy, and let that dry. I'm going to put it on my spinner, my Kraken spinner. So I'm going to change the sticks out. This is the only ones I used for painting, so I don't want to get my Krakens dirty. So then I'm going to switch them clean. Next thing I'm going to do is I have put, and I hope that this is not too bad of an angle, I've gone and retaped, took off the sticky tape, I retaped it. I am going to do a little bit of epoxy method using glitter. I am only going to use very little epoxy. I'm not going to touch this end, that's why I've left it open. I'm just going to do this part over here. I'm going to have just a little bit of white and then mostly yellow on this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then I'm not going to have you watch everything. I'm going to most likely do some, and then I will speed through it. Okay. Because when you do the glitter method, it does not take a lot of epoxy, so it's very little. I'm going to go around. Now, one of the cups, this is the one in particular, is kind of rough, and I'm not sure why. I did do a gentle sanding on both of them and wiped them down with 91% alcohol, and then I spray painted them. But this one, it seems the texture of this cup is a little rough. And I was not going to put glitter, but once I got that, I was like, you know what, I'll just do the glitter. I had planned to just put a coat of epoxy on there and make them smooth, and then I'm going to, while these dry, I'm going to cut out the lemon or lime wedges that I purchased from the Rhinestone Mechanic. I'm going to be using the SS6 version. I only have a couple of colors in SX6. I've got either clear, citrine, which I am going to be using, and crystal. So, all right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to, yeah, I'll do it this way. I'm going to go light it first, let it fall down. I have a little bit of concern because I don't have that much white left, and it's this particular white that I love. So, okay, let's go. Now, usually I will pick up and put down. I'm going to try and do that a little bit, but it's not going to happen very much. It's on my stand right here. I already got something on that sheet there, so I don't know what it was. It was probably epoxy. Oh, like a sticky gloves. I mean, I have a lot of yellow. I have lots of yellow, so that's not the point. But, okay. So I want it heavy right here at the very bottom, right here at this line. I do want the white heavy there. So I'll put a little bit more of that. And then I'll let it ombre down. That might be used enough, to be honest. Okay, let me go back. I'm not going to pick this up. I'm not going to, oh, I have to. Yeah, because I don't have white. It's already got yellow in it anyway. Okay, forget it. Just move it in case I can use that for the ombre part. Okay. Let me go back to yellow because I want to make sure I get a lot of yellow at the very top because I want that to be a dark yellow. Okay, ombre down, ombre down. Just let it fall. Let it fall down. Okay. Now, this is the white and the yellow mixed together. The only thing I don't want it to do is I don't want it to get on my very bottom white. That's the only thing I don't want it to do. Because I do want that to be dark. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm lifting it way out of your range. I am so sorry. So I'll try to do the next one a little bit better. And then I'll see what I can do with that. Okay. Okay. So this is a little bit of epoxy. Actually, I think it's way too much. I'm going to go ahead and smear it around. I do think it is way too much. We'll have the little pieces. And like I said, I only have SS6. I only have a couple. So the colors are going to be the citrine, crystal, and citrine, crystal, and the clear, the ice crush, I think, something like that. Okay. Get rid of this glove. Okay, so let's go with the yellow. So I'm going to clean up, get rid of all this glitter. I'm going to let that dry, and while that dries, I am going to cut out the design in the SS6. So the cups are over on that side, and they're just going to dry. And I have just finished cutting out my templates. Where's my little piece of? I'm going to put them on the mats that I have so that I can work with them. I'll be doing the rhinestones on these. They don't all fit on one side, but I have just one other piece. So it's cool. It's cool. Maybe I can get it on here. Maybe. No, it doesn't want to fit. Oh, let me move this over. But yeah, so then I'm going to be working on this right now, and I'll put you on and turn you down so you can see me rub them in, decide what colors we're going to use, and I'm going to be using sticker anything, not bling anything, because this is going to go on a cup. So I'm going to do the sticker one. I am going to use HTV glitter vinyl underneath. So then that'll be on there. So let me get ready, and then I'll turn you down. Okay, so I have been working on the stickers, but I think they're too big, so I'm going to probably have to do something to fix them. So let me just give you a little show. Okay, so I honestly think that this is going to be too big. If you look at the cup, I mean, it would be wall-to-wall sticker. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. So my tumblers here have been sitting, and they're pretty ready. So I'm going to knock off the excess. And I'm going to take them outside, and I'm going to spray them with some triple clear. But before that, I need to put some black tape around this end, and then I'll spray them, then I'll come back, and I'm going to start to epoxy. So when I go to epoxy, I'm going to leave the tape on for a little while, and then I'll take it off and get a little seal that needs to be there. All right. Okay, so this is actually what I'm using. It's 2x Ultra Cover, Rust-Oleum's clear, gloss clear. So that's what I'll spray. And I'll do a good coat, just so that the yellow glitter doesn't go into the white glitter. It'll kind of stay while I do the epoxy. So I want to keep that ombre. Okay, so I've just brought them back in and did good coats of this on there. I'm going to let that dry, probably 30 minutes or so. My room has a lot of air, so it should be okay. And then I will put it on the turner, and we'll let it turn all night. Well, 6 to 8 hours. All right, so I'm going to fill up half and half of my epoxy, and I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 15 milliliters, so 7.5, 7.5. I think that's a little bit too much for one, but I want to make sure I can get a good coverage on it. All right, 7.5. Close that one up. And that's 15. So I need to carefully stir it. I'm going to carefully stir it because this stirrer is kind of large. And I'm going to put my gloves on in just a few seconds. I don't want to get epoxy on my skin, and I don't for the most part when I do this. It contained. As long as I don't go too crazy with my stirring, I am perfectly fine. Doesn't touch my skin, but I will put on my gloves. I also had to kind of rig my turner because the cups are short, so I don't want it to ruin my little turner arm. So I put a plastic bag on it and I tried to tape it down, but I'm not so sure yet. Okay, so it's all stirred and mixed. I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on, and we'll put it on the cup. Okay, so my plan is to epoxy it very well, let it turn for 30 minutes or so, and then I'll take off the tape. Now I'm worried about this end over here because I do have some plastic there, because I don't want to ruin my turner arm. So I'm gonna try and be really careful. And I did spray it, remember, with the 2 times the clear, so that it would not run. I'm going to try and concentrate that I go up instead of down, but rarely does that happen. I need to spread this out a little bit more. And I pressed my tape. I'm just hoping that it stays secure at the bottom and pressed against it, so hi everyone. So I had quite a few developments. I did turn these last night, and I sanded them this morning, and I need to clean them up. You can see that, but I did sand. They have quite a few bumps, and they just don't look good. So I sanded them and I washed them, and I put on the tape again so I can do it again. I'm gonna do another coat of epoxy. Now my thoughts and my plan was to use this design that I purchased from the Rhinestone mechanic and use it, but they're way too big. Okay, so then I said, all right, what else can I do? For some reason in my mind, I have like small drinking cups for vodka or something. So brings me to, I have this material, and it kind of is yellow and green, and I thought, okay, that might go good. So then I worked on a design. I found the lemon and I cut it. So now I've cut it to a size that's going to be comparable, right? I think that's going to look pretty. And then out of silver HTV vinyl, I cut this, which says, when life gives you lemons, grab the vodka. So the only thing is that these are both HTV. Therefore, I got the HTV anything, and I cut out these designs. And so my next process would be to line up the HTV anything with this and then press it. So then this becomes a sticker. And I have done this in the past. I put the sticker on the cup the way I want it, and then I epoxy it. And so it's on there permanently. It's not going to be something that we peel off. Okay, so, and then I did also make some tiny little rhinestone designs with lemon wedges. So that's the plan. The only thing is that I have already cut these things, so I'm gonna go ahead and iron them, and then I will bring you in and I'll go through the process, because this was a hit and a miss and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, so I didn't record it, or I didn't know what I was gonna do. That's why I didn't record it, because I was kind of like, what do I want to do? So I'm going to go ahead and work on this. And then I'll show you how we put it on. I'll make decisions on where it's going to go. Mix up the epoxy. And I'm going to do 1 cup first. So if it doesn't work out, I don't have to strip them both. And then we'll see how it looks. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. This one, I think, it just has dimples. It's smooth, but and I don't know if you can see it. It's got dimples. Now, the epoxy that I was using is not, I mean, I don't know. This one, it's Magic Fly, and I got it in a kit. So I have a really good epoxy that I like. One I usually use is the one from Mr. Nola's that I love, and so that's the one I'm going to use on this next time. And hopefully it's good because it's thicker. Hopefully it'll give it a better, more full, even coat. So I'm not sure. I also did one on the Kraken Mini, and I did one on a homemade one, and the homemade one had the smoother cup. It also goes faster. The Kraken Mini goes really slow. So I'm not sure what would be the difference, but you know, we'll see. So I saw that this was done, so I used this on my Graph Tech, and I use this because the piece is so small, and I just didn't want to deal with it getting mad at me and not wanting to work. So this reflective HTV is really pretty, and so we're gonna weed this out. They're teeny tiny. Didn't realize how tiny the cup is, but they're teeny tiny. And so I just weed them, and it'll be fine. And I'm going to use the HTV anything. So this is the other cup. I don't know how many I need. Now, the only other thing that I want to do, which I won't get to do today because I don't have my stuff, is I want to put some ice cubes and a little lemon wedge. The lemon wedge, though, is really, I don't know if y'all have ever used them, but it's big. I think it's going to be too big, so I may need to cut it down. I'm not sure. But, so I'm going to work that out, and then we'll have the little lemon wedge on the little lemon cup, and see how it looks. So I'm excited. I don't know. It brings out the artsy, the crafty, and you kind of get excited because you never know what it's going to look like. So I will move on to the next step, but I will keep you back in the loop when I get ready to do this. All right, so I'm going to take my words and I'm going to put them with the shiny side up on the HTV anything. It's 315 degrees for 15 seconds. Alright. And then if I was doing rhinestones on top of it, then I would go a little bit less time and then more, flip it over and things like that. But since this is just very thin vinyl, definitely it's going to be enough. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna put them here. They're very hot. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now the lemons, I actually think that I cut too much detail in this HTV anything. I'm gonna have to cut them and place them because it's not gonna quite fit. But as long as I can get it to make like a sticker, I'll be happy. What I don't want to happen, sorry, I just want to make sure I got that right, is for the sticker not to be placed exactly on there and then like half of it want to stick up, because then it won't be good on the cup. If the sticker part is not fully, the top is not fully on with adhesive, then it's gonna want to come up, and then when I put the epoxy, it's gonna end up sticking up, and that's gonna be a whole mess of trouble. So if it comes to that, I just won't use that sticker, because I don't want to ruin the whole cup because of a sticker not wanting to stick. And then I have another row of stickers as well. So I'm going to put them for 15 seconds. I'm going to get the other one. And I may not use all these. I may just use a couple of them. It all depends on how it looks once I get it to the cup. Now, this usually will then it'll be clear. You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Let me see if this is good. The top of this, and it should be stuck down. You can see, but it should be stuck down on the sticker. Okay, so then this is trash, and now this is the sticker, and it comes off, and it's going to stick on the cup. Can you see that? Sorry, I don't know if I had it in the right place. So this is now a sticker. Okay, so I've got to take these off, the little plastic here, but I just want to give them time to cool. I may need to go over it again. I'm not sure, but I'll work that out. Okay, so let me get this next one. The good thing is I can see it, so let me see if I can get you guys over here. Okay. Okay, so what I do is if you can see it's right here, I'm going to line it up. I could have just not cut those out. I guess I just thought I'd give myself a headache, but I could have just left them there, and I could have just cut them out afterwards and just cut around the outside. But you know, I like to make things difficult. But if I went back and did it again, I would just do it the other way. If these don't work out, then that's the way I'll do it. All right, here we go. 15 seconds. All right, so I'm gonna take these backings off and make sure that everything is stuck, and then I'm gonna bring it back so we can see how it looks on the cup, what I decide to do, and then I'll mix up the epoxy and we'll go from there. Right now I'm not going to turn that off because I'm not sure if I'm going to be having to do this again. So we'll see. If I do, I'll bring it back and show you. Okay guys, so I've done one. I put the stickers on. I'm going to show you how I did this. This is what I chose to do. Right? So they're stuck, fully stuck on their little stickers. There might be a little spot I feel like over here. So I'm going to have to make sure that that is down, because once I put epoxy on it, if there's anything, it will raise up. So I want to make sure I don't have that. I do see a little bit of a line here, but I'm hoping once I put the epoxy on, you won't be able to see that at all. So this is what they look like. So let me go ahead and show you the next thing. Okay, so I sanded earlier. I sanded them earlier so they're smooth. They are smooth. There are some dimples, but they're smooth. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to peel it, which sometimes is a little more difficult than you would expect. Okay, so when you peel it, you then have a sticker, which I like to say sticker apparently because I said it a lot of times. All right, so I'm going to find the smoothest spot I can find. And I'm going to just eyeball it to the center of the cup. Okay, so there's the center. And then I'm just going to smooth it down that side. Smooth it down this side, just make sure. Pretty good. Okay, and then I went in with some vinyl, permanent vinyl. I cut the tiny thing and I weeded it and I got the inside. So far that's been the toughest part because I gotta figure out which little division goes with which lemon over here. So, let's see. Skinny. Let me see on this side. Maybe it's this one. Nope. This side. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to see. If I mess up, it's okay. Because that's not right. No, it's not right. Okay, so this is right. All right, let me see what I can do here. One thing about it, it wasn't super sticky. So I think that's it. I'm gonna rub it really good. There's a little piece of paper there. I'll check it, but it's a little piece of paper right here. So, let's see. Okay. Now, on the opposite side of this, I'm going to place grab the vodka. Okay, so again, I pretty much eyeball it. As long as it's across from it and in the center, I'm okay. I tell you, this is the hardest part, separating the sticker. Got it. Okay, so opposite part here, here. Hold on, make sure. Stressing myself out now. Okay. Now, on the other one, I ended up putting, let's see. I want to make sure that this one's got a lot of sticky on it because I don't want that part to come off. Okay, let's try it. All right, so in the back here. Okay, so I did one down here. Okay. And find a couple of these. these were messed up. So I don't want to use one that's not like this one. Look at this one. I guess with all that fine cutting, it got a little bit messed up. So don't want to use it if it's not going to be perfect. Okay. And then we're going to go across the top this way. Okay. And then there's one more. And right here next to When Life Gives You Lemons, this one here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just make sure that it's pressed down, everything is pressed down, that there's no sticky parts or anything. If so, I'm going to either switch it out with another one, or I'm going to fix it, go back and do another one, something. But I don't want it to be anything sticking up, because then epoxy will get underneath and that will, it'll come up. So just want to make sure on that part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do one at a time, because I don't want to, if something goes wrong, I don't want to have to scrap them both. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mix the epoxy. And I'll bring you back. Okay, so I'm mixing up 10 milliliters of the epoxy and 10 of the part A and part B. So that's 20. I know that is way too much for this cup, but when I tried to pour a little less, it came all out. So I had to match it. So I'm going to stir it really good, and then I'll put it on the cup. Now this one, this is Mr. Nola's epoxy. I have had really, really, really good results with it. I like it. It is thick. Compared to that Magic Fly that I used yesterday, it is really thick. So I'm hoping that's going to give me really good coverage, and I would really like for, it to set quickly. After about 30 minutes, I will come back and I'll take off the tape at the end. And if I see like any that it seeped through, I'll get the alcohol and wipe it off. I do want to make sure that it's level, because I noticed that it wasn't at the top of the cup. So I need to make sure that it's level. Just need to really get this stirred in good. And it's still a little cloudy. I don't see it as clear as it needs to be. So I'll just keep going. I'll let it set for a few seconds. So some of the bubbles will come up. And of course, I'll torch it with my little torch after I get it going. And then I'll come back 10 minutes, I'll do it again. And then I'll peel the tape at 30 minutes or so. Más o menos. But this is, I think, good. There are a lot of bubbles in here. So, okay, so let me take this out. Let me let it sit. You can hit it with the torch. And a lot of bubbles are popping, so, okay, I'll let that sit there. I've got my gloves on. Let me get the level, just to see if we can see if it's even is. I mean, this is not a 100% science, but let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but that is level. Now, that, I don't know. This is a homemade one that a gentleman made, and I love it. The only thing is that it squeaks. And it squeaks because it's got, I guess, epoxy in this wooded area here. And sometimes I'll have to get the little utility knife, and I'll scrape it off. But right now I'm just going to go with it. I'll just shut the door and we're good. All right. Turn it on. You'll hear it. It's going to squeak. Sorry. But we want to make sure. And I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, guys. It's just the way I do it. If you have a better way, you can let me know. If you do like what I'm doing and you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you did. I am hoping to get, more subscribers. I like what I've been doing. I'm enjoying myself doing the YouTube and creating content. I do need to get used to filming everything, because you just usually you go about your business and you go from one thing to the next, but now I'm wanting to share, so I need to remind myself that every little thing should be I'm gonna have a lot extra, and I've got a little French bulldog that I'll fill. I just do little by little. I also have a teddy bear that I like to do. So I do want to get a good thick layer on here, especially at the top. It has not had good coverage, but I don't want any issues with it pulling or That's a lot. I'm going to let that spin a little bit so it can level out. Hopefully it's good. Give it a few seconds. It is a small cup, so it gets around pretty quickly. See if I can see any in the light. I don't see anything puckering up. I don't see anything bad, so I think I'm good. I'm gonna wait 10 minutes. I'll come back and do a little bit more of heat just to make sure there's no bubbles in there. And then at 30 minutes, I'm gonna come and take off the tape so that it'll smooth that line, and we'll know tomorrow. So I'll bring you back tomorrow. Hold on. Make sure I don't have any bubbles. No, okay. All right, guys, we'll see what happens. Hey, I just thought y'all might enjoy this. I have leftover epoxy, and so I got out my teddy bear, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some, I love this color, so I'm gonna add some glitter here. Stir it up a little bit. And I've made one of these little bears for all of my grandchildren, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, nieces. So I've given them all different colors, and everyone seems to like them. You know, they just sit in, my granddaughter has hers sitting on the on her little dresser with her jewelry box. And then, so look how beautiful that is. That is so pretty. I love that color. So he's going to be a beautiful little bear. And then I just carefully get it down. And tomorrow when I do the other bear, I'll have extra, and I'm sure I'll have extra. And then I'll put it in here, and then the next, it'll just sit, and I just keep adding. And you'll probably do this yourselves, but I just love to see how they come out. And I do like this bear mold. Okay. All right, and then let me show you this one here. Here's one of them. This is a purple one. See how pretty it is? I love that. And then I have this one. I did a little change up on him. He's kind of interesting. He's got chunky glitter. And then at the bottom I did that purple. So, anyway, these are just cute things that I like to do. And that's when I have the extra stuff. All right, so this baby's still turning. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more heat to make sure there's no bubbles. And then we'll bring you back and see how it works out. Quick update today. This is the second cup. It's on the turner. I took this one off. It looks really good. I've already cleaned up the edges. And so it came out, I thought it came out cute. And then this one is on the turner, so about 5 hours. It should be ready. We'll check it, and hopefully it's going to be just as good. And then I'm going to start working on the lids. Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put you down here so you can see. My cup is done. It's been turning long, and now it is done. So I have completed this one. I've already cleaned the edges and washed it and everything. So that's what I'm going to do to this one. It's just going to be cleaned out. Take off the epoxy around the rim. It feels good. It is smooth. There's nothing, no pokey outies. Everything feels good. So just need to clean up the top here, and then I'm going to work on the lid. This is not the one that I usually use, but I can't find that one, so it's got something. This piece of the sponge got stuck on the inside here. So, let's see. Anyway, so what I usually do is I go around the top and I scrape out any of the epoxy that's gotten on the rim. Just clean it up a little bit, make it smooth. Then I'll get some rubbing alcohol and I'll clean the outside and the inside of the excess paints or sticky stuff. And you can see in here, it's got some epoxy bits that have gone in there. So I'll just clean that out. Try to be careful. So in just a few minutes after I finish this, I'm going to start, get everything ready. I'm going to try to do, and I've never done it, I just have seen it and I think it's adorable, where they put the ice cubes and they make the little topper. So I'm going to do that. Only thing is that I want to cut down that lemon slice into a half and just use, because I think the lemon's huge. So, but if I can't, then I'll use a whole lemon. Okay. So I ended up doing 2 coats of epoxy on the cups. Well, actually, it would be 3 in total, because I did the first one, second one, and then I put the stickers, and then I did the third one. So it's actually 3. The first time, I did not put enough, I guess, or the epoxy that I was using is very thin, and so it seemed to just soak into the glitter, because there was pieces that were not covered. And then I sanded it in between, and then took the tape off after like 30 minutes. So, okay, so now I'm gonna rub really well the alcohol to clean out any of the epoxy that has stayed on, or the paint, or, you know, just anything that's stayed on. I know at the bottom here, I need to wipe it off really well, because when it was turning, when I pulled the other tape off, it kind of smeared, and then I used alcohol, so it's kind of just a thin coat there. Getting this off, and let it clean, let it sit for a few minutes, and I'll get this last section. Okay. Alright, so that's going to go here. Alright, so I'll turn you down so you can see a little bit better. Today I've only been working with my cell phone. So, okay, so this is a lime, and then I have the lemons and the ice. So let me show you this, what I'm wanting to do. Okay, so this is the lid, right? The lid's not too big. In comparison, it's kind of big. I don't think I want this sticking up this high, so I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it. My only thought was that I really wanted to use the lemons. I have a lime, so I'm going to take out my Dremel, and I'm going to attempt to cut this baby in half. It is hollow, but if I can get it kind of straight in half, then I could do a lemon, and I could use just a half of one, which would look okay. So I'm going to take the ice, and I'm going to assemble it here. I'm not going to put it next to where the straw goes. The straw goes there. So I'm going to assemble it out here using UV resin. I'm going to put the little lemon here somewhere. Stand it up, and then hopefully add some ice around it. In a way that it looks good. Is it? Right? But then the straw will still be used, because you can use the straw over here. If you don't want the straw, you'll still be able to drink, because I'm going to leave this section here open. And, okay, so I have placed the lemon with 1 ice cube, and I am got it inside the nail thingy for the UV light, so it can get stuck and glue on there. Sorry, I got confused. So I just started with that, and then next I'll be placing a few more ice cubes, and see how we go. Okay, so it's turned off. It's attached. That one is not. Apparently it didn't touch. Okay. Now I'm just gluing it. Okay, keep this away. Alright, so I'm gonna, it's got 90 seconds, and then I'll come back and I'll just continue. And I'll kind of go in and out, so you don't have to sit and wait the whole 90 seconds. Alright, so let's see. Now I'm not sure where to put them. So I'm kind of just doing a hit and miss here. I want to make sure. This has a slide lid, but I think that once I put them on, it will not be sliding anymore. Because I don't want to leave all this space without ice. I want it to look good all the way around. So it'll just be open all the time. So I was leaving this here blank, but I don't like the way that looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. Just leave the space for the straw. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one last one there and one there, and I think that'll be it. Let it look at. Okay. Let's take a look. I mean, this one came with a chubby straw. It doesn't have to be this chubby straw, but it came with this chubby straw. But it came with a blue and a yellow, but I think that looks cool. What do you think, guys? Do you think it needs more? Do you think it needs less? I think it looks pretty good. I am extremely happy with these. Let me know what you think. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's going to be it for today. So until next time, see ya. All right, so this is it. Final product. Try to give you a little bit of a backdrop so you could see them better without all the clutter. But they came out super cute. Thanks, guys. See ya.